Steve, when you consider the form you've been in, results against, for example, Spain, was tonight, as some people are describing, an enormous gap for you, or maybe just not performing to the level you'd hoped for?
We didn't play as well as we can play. England played very well, I thought, especially first half. They got the 2-0 lead, makes it difficult to come back. Decent response in the second half from us, I thought. Decent response. We had a good 30 minutes where we were trying to force the game to get back in. We got back in on 2-1, switch off again, and the game goes 3-1. It's over. But I'm not sure I was the one getting carried away too much. I said the game would be something that I could look at afterwards. I had some things I wanted to see tonight before we go to Spain next month for the competitive game, and I'll go away, I'll analyse the game, and I'll see what we can do better.
You've talked about that evolution and how I think it's fair to say you need games like this to evolve further. Did you see things tonight that will help you in that?
The response. When we managed to get our foot on the ball, we managed to play the ball around a little bit. We looked a little bit more like our old selves, but we have to recognise the fact that the game was probably already gone at 2-0 down. So there were some good things. There were some things we're going to have to be better at, and that's our job. The players go away to their clubs, games, sit down, and try and come up with a strategy, and hopefully we get a performance in Spain.
Does it feel slightly like a missed opportunity? We all know it was a friendly, but it was a friendly against England, and given the form you had and the momentum a win would have given you, does it feel a little bit like that?
Yeah, the most important thing in this camp was to get 3 points in Cyprus. We achieved that. We knew playing against England is going to be difficult. Playing against Spain away is going to be difficult. Playing against France away is going to be difficult. But if you want to learn as a team, you have to play against good opposition. So we have to go away, learn the lessons from tonight, and try to be better in the future.
How do you go about, Steve, ensuring that the momentum, the feel-good factor that we've all built up over the last number of weeks, months, is not disrupted by what happened tonight?
Hasn't gone. In the group, in the competitive group that we're in, five wins, 15 points. That's what we have. So I told the lads the camp's been a success. It would be nice to have a positive result against England to make it even better. But the objective of what we came in to do has been done. Obviously, we didn't want to lose to our old enemy. But on the night, England were better. So sometimes you have to take your medicine in football. And tonight we'll take our medicine and we'll try and improve.
Norway won against Georgia. How excited? As expected. How excited are you about coming back, regrouping with a squad, and hopefully getting that final push to qualification next month?
I'm always excited to come away with this squad because I think they've been fantastic for their country. I speak about them all the time, how good they are, how much they want to be together. They've always shown that they're pretty good when a little bit of adversity. They've always bounced back in a good shape, so hopefully next month they can do that.
Steve, Scotland haven't conceded many goals in this campaign or in this year. Was that the biggest frustration tonight, the way you conceded the goals, or do you have to credit England?
It's a bit of both, really. The goals are... You can always analyse a goal and find fault in it. I'm sure England, Gareth, will look at the goals and say they've created some really good goals. Obviously, one or two small mistakes on our side that I think we can defend better. I think we have defended better by and large. Tonight we didn't defend as well as we could do. So, yeah, something to improve.
You did say that Scotland have got 3 games against what you would call pot 1 teams, and you might have to take that medicine at times. But how much do you learn, and how much can you put that into the next 2 games now against tough opposition?
Yeah, the way we shaped the team, the personnel I started with, I had some ideas in my head that I wanted to see. I wanted to see how it worked. Obviously, it didn't work that well in the first half. I thought it was a little bit better second half. When the changes came as well, I thought the changes were good, gave us a little bit more impetus, a bit of energy. Ryan Christie came into the pitch really well, which is nice to see. And then, like I said, just as it looked as though we might get a chance to go further in the game and get something out of the game, I was just getting ready to make some more positive changes. England got the third, and that sort of killed the night.
What did that backing feel like from the supporters at the start with the national anthem? It was quite a scene, wasn't it?
Yeah, the supporters are brilliant. We know that. They're in a good place. They should be disappointed tonight that we haven't managed to get a positive result, but I'm pretty sure they understand where we are. They still sing that song about going to Germany, so they're still in a good place.
I know you said you weren't going to focus on the Norway-Georgia result during the game. When you saw the result afterwards, was it just a shrug of the shoulders and a quick look to next month and looking what you can do in that camp?
I just assumed that the result hadn't gone the way we wanted it to go, and it was only when I was walking down the corridor that Darryl actually told me the score, so it was a game that wasn't on my mind.
Steve, I know you said that the team to grow again might have to go through some pain. When you talk about things not going to plan, is keeping the ball at this level, is that the big difference with the team at this, playing against top teams like England? They don't keep the ball well enough?
Yeah, but in that, you also have to understand how good England are at pressing the ball. They made it very difficult for us first half. We couldn't get our foot on it. We couldn't string enough passes together to open the game. Certainly early in the game when we felt as though we were on the back foot. So now you have to learn to play against the speed and the physicality of the opposition. And England have certainly got both speed and physicality, as well as a lot of talented players.
Any last questions?
Okay, good. Thank you. Safe journey home.
Gareth, well done. Just give us your assessment on the performance and the result, please.
Well, really pleased with the performance. We wanted to give a performance that was controlled with the ball. We knew that would be the best way of trying to quieten the crowd, which was fantastic atmosphere. Thought we showed great composure. We had good control of possession deeper, and we had a real threat with our runs in behind and our forward running and forward passing. Team worked incredibly hard without the ball because Scotland's system can cause you a lot of problems. So I was so happy with all of the starting 11, all of the subs. They've done a fantastic job, and in the end, a really strong performance with an excellent result.
First half in particular was very strong. Were you surprised how controlled it was? Did you expect more from Scotland?
I think it was difficult for them to press us because the shape that we played tonight is slightly different, and we could get numbers low to control and calm the game, but then when they jumped, we were able to get through the lines and we had a real threat. So, you know, their system could have caused us problems as well, and it's that cat and mouse. But our players played with real composure and a great focus.
Gareth, I think a lot of the reaction is saying or suggesting that there's an enormous gap between England and Scotland. Do you feel that is the case, given what happened tonight?
No, I just think, look, we played exceptionally well, and I think we were able to nullify a lot of the threats that Scotland pose. So yeah, tonight was a really good performance from us. I think Scottish fans should be really proud of how their team are going and the job Steve's doing. You know, I'm sure there'll be a huge reaction to tonight's result, but we've just had that for 3 days. I'm sure Steve's sensible enough to you know, keep calm about that. We played well tonight. We've won the game, but on another night that can look very different.
Where does the level of performance that we saw tonight rank in where you want England to actually be come Euro 2024, assuming you are there?
Yeah, well, we're building all the time. We want to keep improving. We keep pushing the players. We've been able to experiment a bit this week as well. You know, two new centre backs have come in and you know, relatively inexperienced and both done really well. But we still, you know, some of our senior players are so influential. Walker and Trippier tonight were absolutely outstanding, and the impact of our senior players on this group just can't be underestimated. Of course, a lot of the headlines will go to some of our younger players, and understandably so. But the way that the group form and the way they are as a team is key to getting the types of performance we have tonight.
Hi, Gareth. I know you alluded to it there, but was that one of, or if not the best performance from Jude Bellingham in an England shirt?
Well, it was excellent. I think we thought that position might cause a problem. I mean, we knew we needed athleticism there to press Scotland, because their midfield players can dictate games if you allow them. So that was key. But we knew that the way that we played the system might create a bit of an overload, and his powerful running forwards with Marcus as well, in particular, when Harry was dropping low and Phil was dropping low, that gave us a real outlet. So it was a nice balance to the team, with Calvin and Deck doing a brilliant job of mopping up, destroying things, and keeping the ball ticking over well.
Can I just ask a question about Mark as well? Was that an injury or?
Yeah, he was just feeling something at half-time. We hope not too bad, but yeah, he wasn't able to carry on.
With Jude, and obviously he's so young, is this just the start, and is it about you guys finding, in the coaching team, finding the best way to get him into the game as much as it is him doing anything himself?
Well, I think our responsibility is to set the team in a way that we get the best out of all the players, and the positions where they can be most effective. That's going to be different against different opponents. You know, at the weekend we had an opponent that sat really low and made it very difficult to break them down. We had complete control in the lower areas, but we perhaps weren't brave enough with some of our runs and some of our passing at the weekend. Tonight there was a bit more space in behind the back line, and we were able, you know, it's a different system we're playing against and a different sort of game, so I thought the players adapted to that really well, and also the subs that came on had really good impact as well.
And just to follow up, Joe Cole on television said it's the best England team I've seen in my lifetime. Is that something that you feel that we're moving towards?
That's everybody else can assess that. I think we want to keep pushing the players. I was really pleased with the week. If you'd said to me before the game, how's the week been, I'd have said excellent. Players have been fully committed, encouraged each other, trained really well. responded well to a disappointing performance, but a really important and good result in Ukraine. And so they went into the game. We wanted the sort of mentality that we showed, and they produced that, and they were absolutely excellent tonight.
Gareth, I was just wondering what you made of the sort of treatment meted out to Harry Maguire when he came on, and moving. Do you have any concerns about how he's going to deal with it moving forward and things like that? I mean, it was pretty brutal at times.
I mean, from a Scotland fan's point of view, I get it, and I've absolutely no complaints with what they did. It's a consequence of ridiculous treatment of him for a long period of time, frankly. And I think our fans recognised, OK, there might be a bit of heat from our own supporters, but we're not going to have it from others getting into him. But it's a joke. I've never known a player treated the way he is, not by the Scottish fans, by our own commentators, pundits, whatever it is. They've created something that's beyond anything I've ever seen. He's been an absolute stalwart for us in the second most successful England team for decades. He's been an absolutely key part of that. I've talked about the importance of our senior players. He's been crucial amongst that. Every time he goes on the field, the resilience he shows, the balls he shows is absolutely incredible. So, he's a top player, and we're all with him, and our fans were brilliant with him tonight.
He obviously feels very strongly about it. You're speaking emotively and passionately on the...
I feel fairly strongly about it, Paul,
yeah.
Two more, James. Just ask, how is he? Have you spoken to him?
He's good. He's great. We've had a good win. He's been a big part of that. So, yeah, he's gone and spoken with the media because that's the sort of lad he is. He's fronted up as he always does. So, again, enormous credit to his character.
And just on Jude, he's been on TV describing his role as a freedom role. Could you just talk us through that a little bit more? And is the sort of changed role that he's got at Real Madrid, did that sort of influence your thinking at all?
Well, he doesn't want to think it's complete freedom. So, and to be fair, he did a really good job out of possession for us as well. So, look, we want all our players to have that freedom, and contrary to what people seem to think most of the time, I think they do have that. Tonight, different, as I said, different system they were playing against, different areas where the spaces were open. What was key for Jude, the timing of his forward runs. He's got that ability to slip through challenges. And he's just a brilliant competitor. He's not concerned about the environment. We knew the anthem would be booed. And so we said before the game, that's got to give us more energy. We prepared the players for every aspect of the night, and they delivered brilliantly.
Hi Gareth, obviously you spoke very emotively about Harry Maguire just there. I mean, I'm guessing there probably will be quite a lot of criticism for him for the goal. Do you just see it as a moment of bad luck, or do you have concerns that it might have been because of a bit of rust?
Just unfortunate, but I've said enough on it. I have to also say I was really happy with Lewis. Thought he had an excellent game, and Mark's had two very good games for us as well. And Trippier and Walker are absolute warriors, absolutely incredible warriors for us. They lead, they talk so well, they compete, they use the ball well. I think Kyle's had two of the best games I've seen him have in an England shirt. His focus all week has been exemplary.
So you don't see the goal as something that comes from a lack of minutes for his club?
I'd have to see it back, but for me it's irrelevant at this moment in time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.